This is just a very quick video about professional skills in occupational therapy practice. This links with the videos on the Canadian Practice Process Framework and the Canadian Model of Client-Centered Engagement. But it also links to the behaviours we expect students to demonstrate in practice from first year onwards, and even in class. So literally, we're going to talk about the behaviours that are expected as professionals and as student professionals. So the generic skills that underpin enablement are these three listed here. And this is from the Canadian Enabling 2 textbook. First one is process skills, so the ability to analyse, assess, critique, empathise, evaluate, examine, implement, intervene, investigate, plan and reflect. The bottom one, scholarship skills, is using evidence, evaluating programs and services, generating and disseminating knowledge, and transferring knowledge. The middle one is the one that I want to talk about today because this is really important to start with as occupational therapy students in first year. So this is about complying with ethical and moral codes, complying with professional regulatory requirements such as APRA, and documenting practice. So what are the components that we'll be looking at in this course? The first one is respecting the rights, values, beliefs and needs of service users and staff. So this is, when you're out in the special school setting, we want you to respect every child and every staff member and demonstrate that through your behaviours. So things that you can do are using non-discriminatory and non-judgmental language. We will talk more about language as we go. Validating other people's values and perspectives. Separating your values and perspectives from others. So understanding that it's okay to have a different set of values. And adhering to relevant legislation. The next one is about adhering to privacy and confidentiality requirements. This means that you will see kids in the school who you might find very interesting and want to tell your family and friends about, but you can't because it's confidential what you know about them. So, also, you may come across documentation or information about a child that is must be kept confidential at all times, and this is into the future as well. So this is basically you learning how to be a professional and how to know things about people but not tell other people because it's like working in a cone of silence. So people need to trust you as a healthcare practitioner that you will always abide by this. The third one is ensuring personal, co-worker and service user safety. So this is about OC health and safety, occupational health and safety, procedures and legislation, awareness of potential hazards, identifying needs for risk analysis and reporting incidents as required. Well, in prac we do the risk assessment, but sometimes little things happen. There can be tripping risks, there can be an upset child, there can be a bag in the hallway. Anything like that we do expect you to act on it. So you will make sure, before you can go out on prac, you actually have to do an OC health and safety preparation for Queensland education, and that'll prime you, but also you'll have a briefing on site so that you know that if you see something, you can say, oh, I think that's a risk, I think I need to do something about it. The next one is adhering to workplace procedures and expectations. So you'll need to flex your style to adapt to the culture of the workplace you're in, maintaining your appropriate appearance and attire, so that's your USC uniform worn correctly, following any administrative procedures that are told you, such as locking gates, just knowing where you need to be at certain times and being there at that time. managing shared resources and spaces appropriately. So being really aware of the fact that when we go out to prac, we're in somebody else's work environment and we need to respect that space. And cleaning up after ourselves, making sure that we don't leave any rubbish, chairs are put away, every little thing matters. And you're wearing the USC logo and your name badge, and you're in the OT program. So there's 3 people's or groups' identities that you're upholding while you're out on prac. Final one I want to talk about is that you represent occupational therapy in an appropriate manner. It's very similar to what I was just talking about. One of the things that you can do that's really positive in this regard is explain occupational therapy to others very clearly and concisely. Probably one of the biggest challenges, but explain it in the context of the setting you're going into. That makes sense to people. And then as you go through your degree, you'll get more contexts and more understanding of where OTs work and the kinds of things they offer. So therefore, you'll be able to define and explain occupational therapy in lots of ways to different people. Also, you must adhere to the code of ethics. So thinking about the context and scope of practice presentation, go back to that and have a look at the code of ethics if there's anything you're unsure of. Okay, that's it for professional skills.